Amidst the glittering urban skylines of Canada's most iconic cities, Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, lies a reality that often goes unnoticed. Towering skyscrapers, luxury shopping districts, and vibrant cultural hubs coexist uneasily with a growing presence of makeshift shelters, where people navigate life without a place to call home. This is the sobering face of homelessness in Canada, a crisis that reflects the fragility of the social safety net, impacting not just individuals, but entire communities. Tents pitched in public parks, crowded bus stops doubling as temporary refuges, and the cold shadows beneath overpasses tell the stories of lives disrupted. Homelessness here is not merely about lacking shelter, it is the visible manifestation of systemic failures. The ripple effects touch countless lives, from the displaced individuals to the families and neighborhoods left struggling in the aftermath. This is the face of homelessness in Canada.
30% increase is far more than our economy can sustain, and now we know that homelessness is costing us billions of dollars.
There's no place else you can afford to live when you're a senior.
Very cold start to 2022, but some people who would have been struggling to stay warm on the streets tonight now have a place to get out of the cold.
The statistics reveal the scale of this crisis. Each year, an estimated 235,000 people in Canada experience homelessness. On any given night, more than 25,000 individuals are sleeping outdoors or seeking refuge in emergency shelters. Cities like Vancouver and Toronto bear the brunt of this crisis, each reporting over 8,000 cases in 2023 alone. But the official data only scratches the surface. Beyond these numbers are the hidden homeless, those couch surfing or temporarily housed with friends or family. These individuals often go uncounted, but experts believe their numbers could be double those reflected in the data, painting a far graver picture of the situation. Meanwhile, the length of time people spend in shelters continues to grow. The average stay, which was around 30 days in 2005, has climbed to over 51 days as of 2021. Although the rate of shelter use per 10,000 people has decreased slightly, the economic toll of homelessness remains immense. The country spends an estimated $7.05 billion each year addressing its impacts, including healthcare, social services, and law enforcement costs. Inequalities and vulnerable demographics. The demographics of homelessness expose deep-rooted inequities. Men make up nearly 67% of the homeless population, but the disproportionate burden on Indigenous peoples is perhaps the most striking. Despite representing just 5% of Canada's population, Indigenous individuals account for a staggering 39% of those experiencing homelessness, a stark reminder of the systemic barriers faced by these communities. Youth aged 13 to 24 are another vulnerable group, with LGBTQ+ individuals facing even greater risks. Many are driven from their homes due to family conflict, domestic violence, or rejection based on their sexual orientation or gender identity. For these young people, homelessness compounds the challenges of age and marginalization, making them one of the most at-risk populations in the country.
I started the start of the summer on one of the corner. I went northeast, northwest. I did the circle. Now I'm going backwards. That's what they're doing with me. They're just playing the game of moving me.
The harsh reality of homelessness in Canada. In a country renowned for its high quality of life, the existence of widespread homelessness serves as a jarring contradiction. For thousands of Canadians, life is a daily struggle to endure harsh weather, social stigma, and the fight for survival without the stability of a home. This is the heartbreaking reality for Canada's homeless population, a crisis that goes beyond statistics to reveal deeply personal and multifaceted challenges. homelessness in Canada is broadly defined as the absence of stable housing or the immediate prospect of finding permanent shelter. Yet this definition fails to capture the profound human experiences of those who live without a place to call home. For many, public spaces such as underpasses, bus stops, and urban parks become the closest thing to a haven. Worn tents and makeshift shelters cobbled together from cardboard and tarps offer scant protection against Canada's extremes, bone-chilling winters and sweltering summers alike. Temporary encampments, while a short-term solution, often come with devastating risks. Tragically, fires caused by makeshift heating devices have claimed lives in several cities, highlighting the dangers of living in these precarious conditions. The numbers paint a grim picture. In 2023, the Calgary Homelessness Foundation reported the deaths of 436 homeless individuals in Calgary alone, nearly double the previous year's figure. Meanwhile, Vancouver recorded 51 deaths among its homeless population, prompting the city to declare homelessness a civil emergency. These figures underscore not just the scale of the crisis, but its deadly consequences. The challenges faced by the homeless extend far beyond finding shelter. Access to basic sanitation and hygiene is a persistent struggle, particularly in crowded encampments where unsanitary conditions and pest infestations are rampant. These environments foster health crises, creating a breeding ground for disease and infections. Mental health disorders and substance abuse further compound the crisis, with addiction cited as a major issue for 61% of homeless individuals. These struggles are both a cause and consequence of homelessness, forming a vicious cycle that is difficult to break without comprehensive support systems. Despite the severity of the issue, the response from authorities often exacerbates the problem. Forced evictions from encampments are common, displacing individuals without offering meaningful alternatives or addressing the root causes of their plight. Rising living costs, a severe shortage of affordable housing, and histories of domestic conflict or abuse fuel this ongoing tragedy, leaving many with few options for escape. While public spaces such as libraries occasionally serve as temporary refuges, they offer little in the way of long-term solutions. For many, the path to stability remains blocked by systemic failures, social inequalities, and a lack of coordinated support.
Really stressful. The city doesn't want to help us. They don't want to build apartments for the homeless. They'd rather build it for other people, like newcomers.
Where homelessness hits hardest. Homelessness in Canada is most concentrated in urban centers, where economic pressures and social disparities converge, leaving thousands without stable housing. Among these cities, Vancouver stands as one of the hardest hit, plagued by a severe housing crisis fueled by skyrocketing property prices. The downtown East Side neighborhood has become ground zero for this crisis, embodying the stark realities of homelessness in the city. Toronto, Canada's largest metropolis, reports the highest number of homeless individuals, with approximately 10,418 cases. Despite its size and resources, the city's shelter capacity falls far short of demand, forcing many to fend for themselves on the streets. Montreal, while experiencing a smaller homeless population compared to Toronto or Vancouver, is witnessing a rapid increase, particularly among individuals struggling with mental health challenges. The rise signals an alarming trend in a city that once had lower homelessness rates. Even smaller urban areas are not immune. Regions like Greater Victoria in British Columbia face a growing crisis. In 2023, a point-in-time Pitt survey recorded 1,665 homeless individuals in Greater Victoria, marking a 9.32% increase since 2019. The relentless escalation of property values across British Columbia continues to exacerbate the problem, making even modest housing unattainable for many.
How I feel about that because I use in my tent and so that it's not out in the open. And my biggest concern is kids.
The hidden homeless. Beyond the visible faces of homelessness lies a largely unrecognized group, the hidden homeless. These individuals are not reflected in official statistics, but are no less affected by housing instability. It is estimated that over 400,000 Canadians fall into this category annually. Hidden homelessness describes those temporarily staying with friends or relatives or seeking shelter in informal and precarious living arrangements. These individuals lack the security of stable housing, often teetering on the edge of homelessness without accessing formal support services. This hidden crisis affects diverse groups, including youth, Indigenous peoples, recent immigrants, seasonal workers, and individuals exiting institutions such as prisons or foster care. A 2023 survey found that on any given night, as many as 50,000 Canadians experience hidden homelessness, living in the shadows of a system unable to fully account for their struggles. The root causes of homelessness. Homelessness in Canada stems from a complex web of economic, social, and systemic factors, with financial instability and skyrocketing housing costs at the forefront. The average monthly rent in Toronto reached $2,600 in mid-2023, placing stable housing well out of reach for minimum wage workers, earning just $16.55 per hour. This disparity leaves even full-time workers at risk of homelessness, let alone those reliant on pensions or disability benefits. Family conflicts, particularly domestic violence, are another significant driver of homelessness. Women and children fleeing unsafe home environments often find themselves without adequate support, leading to cycles of instability. Similarly, mental and physical health challenges frequently render individuals unable to maintain steady employment or housing, deepening their vulnerability. A lack of government investment in social housing has also worsened the crisis. Property speculation and exploitative practices, such as renovictions, evictions justified by claims of property renovations, have displaced countless tenants. In Hamilton alone, renoviction notices increased by a staggering 983% between 2017 and 2022, uprooting families and individuals, particularly those with low incomes. The intersection of poor health and housing instability creates a particularly vicious cycle. Many homeless individuals suffer from untreated mental or physical health conditions, which further hinder their ability to secure stable housing. Without affordable and accessible options, their situation deteriorates, compounding the broader homelessness crisis. Homelessness in Canada is not just an individual struggle, but a systemic failure requiring urgent attention. Addressing this growing crisis will require bold initiatives, investments in affordable housing, stronger tenant protections, expanded mental health resources, and comprehensive support for vulnerable populations. Without significant change, the cycle of homelessness will continue to impact not only those without homes, but the fabric of Canadian society as a whole. The social and economic toll of homelessness. Homelessness in Canada isn't just a humanitarian crisis. It carries far-reaching social and economic consequences. At its core, the crisis fractures communities as stigma and discrimination against homeless individuals deepen their isolation and perpetuate cycles of marginalization. This societal divide erodes the sense of shared responsibility and leaves vulnerable populations further disconnected from the resources they desperately need. Economically, homelessness comes at a staggering cost. Emergency healthcare, law enforcement, and social assistance programs demand immense public funding. Studies estimate that chronic homelessness can cost as much as $53,000 per person annually, straining already overburdened systems. These economic pressures ripple outward, creating challenges that affect the entire population, from taxpayers to service providers. The human face of homelessness. Behind the statistics lie deeply personal stories of resilience, struggle, and hope. Take Michael, for instance. A 32-year-old German immigrant living in Vancouver, he battles schizophrenia while trying to navigate the city's strained support system. For now, Michael sleeps on his girlfriend's couch, anxiously awaiting housing assistance. Despite his circumstances, he dreams of a future where the city prioritizes shelters and permanent housing solutions. Even Vancouver's Mayor Gregor Robertson has admitted the urgent need for increased funding to address the city's growing demand for housing resources. Michael's story is far from unique. Vancouver's long history with homelessness, chronicled in the book Street Stories, highlights a legacy of policies shaped by outdated notions of the deserving versus undeserving poor. These misconceptions continue to influence public attitudes and government responses, often undermining efforts to create lasting change. The book also details numerous programs and initiatives implemented over the decades, most of which fell short of addressing the root causes of homelessness. Then there's Parisa, who has endured homelessness for over 3 years. Sleeping outdoors, she faces the relentless challenges of displacement, often forced to move as police clear encampments without offering meaningful alternatives. Despite being on the housing wait list for even longer, she remains without shelter. As winter approaches, Parisa fears the bitter cold could take an irreversible toll, a tragic reality for many in her position.
It sucks. It's getting colder and colder, and they keep moving us around. Like, where did they expect us to go?
Government and nonprofit efforts. Efforts to address homelessness in Canada have been ongoing for years, with mixed success. One prominent initiative is Reaching Home, Canada's homelessness strategy, a community-focused program aimed at preventing and reducing homelessness nationwide. With a budget of approximately $4 billion, Reaching Home supports urban, rural, and remote communities in tackling their specific challenges. The program has set an ambitious target to reduce chronic homelessness by 50% by the years 2027 to 2028. A cornerstone of this strategy is the Coordinated Access System, which prioritizes housing and services for those in greatest need. By streamlining resources and data collection, the system aims to ensure that individuals like Michael and Parisa are not left behind. Reaching Home also emphasizes the importance of tailored solutions, allocating additional funding to Indigenous communities disproportionately affected by homelessness. Recognizing the diversity of Canada's homeless population, the program supports safe, affordable housing projects designed to address the unique needs of various groups, including youth, families, and seniors. While initiatives like Reaching Home show promise, the scale of Canada's homelessness crisis requires sustained and innovative action. Personal stories like Michael's and Parisa's remind us that behind every policy are real lives shaped by the decisions we make as a society. Addressing homelessness is not only a moral imperative, but also a practical necessity for the health of individuals, the cohesion of communities, and the economic stability of the nation. The path forward demands more than temporary fixes. It requires bold investments in affordable housing, mental health care, and long-term support systems to ensure that every Canadian has a chance at stability and dignity.